Hey, what's up everybody? So here we got a grappling video against a Chinese wrestling practitioner. I'm not even going to attempt to try to pronounce the name because that would just make me look bad. So right here we got ourselves looking for superior position over the other. Just trying to fight for grips and underhooks here. Um, I was trying to be patient here. Then I got impatient, and he ends up using it to reverse me here. So yeah, right here, I just get sweeped. He used gravity against me because I get impatient. Sometimes you have to be patient, but obviously I am not. Alright, so I sweep him because he puts the knee on belly and leaves way too much hip room, and I explode because of that. I'm going to work a north-south arm triangle to get... I'm just trying to hip down, put all that pressure into his shoulder, as well as his artery on his other side with my bicep. He's doing a decent job trying to spin out of it, but I've got him stable to the ground here to where he can't really do much. Keep my left hip stapled to the ground to add even more pressure. I end up getting the tap. Alright, here into this next clip, I do a better job of staying patient, and I just reverse his attempted hip throw. I hook that ankle into him and just immediately staple myself to his back. Stay heavy on him, try to tire him out, and just work for that rear naked choke. He ends up doing a good job of rolling out of it, so I just moved right into his side control, staying on him like a crazy monkey. I try to work my hook in here, do a little bit of a Khabib forearm pressure into his back. I just roll with him, let him do his own work his energy against him, you know. And once again, go for this forearm on the back to apply pressure. He's doing a good job hand fighting for the most part, but I just know it's a matter of time as I anaconda squeeze him with my legs. I just remove his arm here again, and then I just look for his neck right here. I'm just pushing the back of his head into my forearm to get the choke here, and I end up getting the tap, which takes longer than I expected, actually. There it is. Alright, rolling into this next clip here. Once again, just fighting for a better position to be superior over the other one. Try to find positioning over him. Take him at an angle instead of taking him straight on. He's pretty strong. I've got 10 pounds on him, but he's still pretty grounded here. I end up trying to go to his back by pushing his arm down, and going to my left side here, which I end up doing. He ends up reversing it a little bit into a hip throw, but I still land on his back, which obviously makes me in the superior position here. I'm just going to try to roll him towards me here, and get him into a body triangle because I can just squeeze on his ribs. At first I tried to do it on the wrong side, and then I'm like, oh wait, let's do it on this side, that makes more sense. And I just squeeze his stomach as I'm adding pressure into his neck, and he ends up tapping. Here we go once again, fighting for underhooks. I've got a good underhook on my left side here, and he's got a grip on my wrist, kind of making it a little difficult. I end up reversing his leg by trapping his heel, but we landed a neutral position. He ends up getting the top, but I'm close to getting his back here, and I have my knee shield up with my right leg, so it's preventing him to really add any pressure with this an attempt of a choke here. He's making me uncomfortable, but all he's really going to do is end up tiring out his arm because he's not really threatening me with a choke out here, especially with my hook in and my knee shield up. And I'm just going to spin with him and end up getting my hooks in even better. I know it's just a matter of time before his arm tires out, which I just wait, be patient, and slip my head out once his arm is tired. There we go. I smile at the camera here because I knew that was coming. He ends up putting his back to the mat, which is smart. So I take his front here, and he tries to hip up. Obviously, I'm just stable to him, and I'm gonna go for a side control, little hip toss here, because I can work submissions better from there. He tries to put his knees to his elbows, so I go for the north-south Kimura position here. He's doing a good job spinning out, but I'm just stapling my legs to the back of his head and to the front of his chest, which he's doing a good job framing, but I get impatient with this Kimura. I didn't even have the grip correctly, so I switch my grip. I crunch in here and then explode up and get the tap there. Rolling right into the next clip here. Just fighting for grips here, fighting for underhooks, like always. He ends up going for a bear hug, so I do the exact same thing to him, and I try to trip him. He postures up, good way to reverse it. Once again, I think I'm in a superior position, so I take him down. I just throw him down to the ground. He tries to hip in, but I immediately go for this Ezekiel choke. I don't get to do the Ezekiel choke very often, but I landed right in the perfect position, so I go for the Ezekiel choke. There's not much he can do here, and he ends up submitting to the pressure of the Ezekiel choke. I start off this next clip here with a left underhook. Seems to be one of my favorites. I try to reverse that little hip toss he does there. He's got a good position, and he ends up getting the successful hip toss straight into a modified half guard. I'm just working towards trying to get the full guard here. He's got pressure on my right leg, so it's a little uncomfortable, but I'm just gonna stay patient and end up getting it out, and there we go. I'm gonna work towards a triangle choke here. He does a good job of keeping one of his arms in, which makes it difficult for me to do. I work for it for a little bit. I'm honestly terrible on my back, if I'm being honest. It's gotta be my worst positioning, even in a full guard. I go for the triangle still. I notice that I'm not gonna get it, so I'm gonna decide to attack the arm instead. I try to go to his side. He ends up getting up and resetting. Smart move by him, I guess. We reset, and this time I'm hoping to be more patient and have a more successful takedown on him. Grabbing his tricep, grabbing his wrist, anything I can get on him. He's shooting for that leg, but I posture up, and he's not able to do it. Right here, he almost ends up taking me. I take a single leg here. He's got good balance. I try to transition to the double leg. He keeps balance. I'm way too high up on his hip, so I decide this is too much effort. I'm going to take his back and trip him from the front. Immediately, he tries to get back up. I trip him again and take his back and bring him to me. Just stay on him like glue. Gonna go for a rear naked choke once again. He's trying to get to turtle position here, it looks like. I'm just gonna stay on top of him. He's doing the right move here. This is his best way to defend it until he can get standing back up. As a wrestler, he obviously wants to stand up, you know. I do a bad job here keeping him on the ground, so he's able to get up. I try to go to his side, and he tries to staple his arm to my leg here. I try to threaten him with a little bit of a guillotine, just taking his neck, making him think, and then I move over to his armpits instead. We're in a little awkward of a position here. I'm just staying heavy on his back so he can't get my legs, and I'm keeping my legs back. I don't even know what this is. This is kind of just a neutral position. Neither of us are going to succeed here. I'm just going to try to get him to reset so I can get a superior position over him. Work the neck a little bit, give him something to think about. And I'm just thinking in my head how I'm going to shoot in for the single leg takedown on this one. Try to get redemption for failing it earlier. I tried to do a judo shoulder throw, but obviously it was a failed attempt. I don't get to do those in the live rolls often. I take his leg on his attempted of a shoot, and I transition to the double leg successfully this time. He works into a guillotine, so I go to his other side of his hips, and I'm going to look for a north-south choke here. I decided it was going to be too difficult to try to get the other arm, so I'm just going to take the north-south choke without the arm. It's a little bit more difficult to sink in, but you just use your ribs and your bicep at the same time to try to put pressure on his arteries. Just sink in my hips to the ground, lower myself, and just squeeze his head like a grape is the tactic behind this. And then I eventually will get the tap here. Good rolls with him.